Asian Development Bank says although the emerging market wash-up has preceded, Asian countries still have to be on the guard for capital outflows. Now, joining me on set is Iwan, Azis, head of regional economic integration at the ADB. Now, Iwan, funny that you guys made that point because yesterday, Janet Yellen just surprised a lot of people by indicating interest rates are coming sooner than we thought. So far, though, we haven't seen much of a reaction in the bond market, have we?
No, not yet. But definitely the cost of borrowing will go up, the yield will go up, and that will sort of create some problems for some countries. Those countries that has the strong macro fundamentals, however, will definitely weather the crisis. So I think the main message here is that countries in Asia cannot be complacent, because if you look at the trend in the last 2 quarters, it's pretty good actually, despite the actual tapering, because the actual tapering started in January. But despite that, apparently the market is pretty good. But this is not reasons for complacent because of the Janet Yellen.
Last year it was quite a struggle for Indonesia and India specifically. What are the countries that you consider more vulnerable right now?
Yeah, well, the reason why Indonesia was vulnerable last year was 2 things. One is that because if you look at the twin deficit, I'm talking about current account deficit and fiscal deficit, Indonesia was really relatively large last year. The second reason is because Indonesian bonds market is relatively small, and yet 1/3 of that local currency bonds market is owned by the foreigners. So any movement made by the foreign investors could easily affect the market.
Another market that has a lot of foreign investor involvement is Malaysia.
Yes. The difference is that Malaysian size of the market is relatively big, and that's why, in a way, Malaysian market can weather the crisis a little bit more than Indonesia.
Okay, so Bank Indonesia has already said it might have to raise the interest rates again. Do you think some other countries will have to do the same, the trade-off between stability and growth, which has become so much harder this year?
But my suspicion is that the interest rate is not so much to sort of affect the financial market. I think it's more because of the threat of inflation. So, as you know very well, Indonesia is coming with the election. So there is a possibility of higher pressure for inflation. And I think the central bank is thinking to sort of preempt that kind of inflationary pressure.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Iwan.